See your hands or emojis first. Alright, so gising pa. Okay. So, eto po medyo madali lang din ito. Siguro give or take mga 45 minutes din. So, again, just a reminder po ha. I think I have seen somebody na po na nasa official class list as released by the registrar but is still not enrolled in my new LMS class. So, reminder lang po, kailangan nyo po actually maging enrolled sa ating pong new LMS class dahil meron po akong mga requirements doon na ni-require na gawin, and then may mga submissions na din po ako na ni-require na kailangan nyo po i-comply. Alright? So, again, if you have already or if you actually know na meron na po kayong tatlo or more na failed courses, I will not be permitting you to continue with my class, and I would be advising you to withdraw from the course and then find new horizons na lang. So your GE courses, if you're still going to be with University of San Agustin, then definitely you can, those can be credited. Pero however, syempre, it is within the retention policy. Kapag first year and second year po, kapag tatlo na po yung failed subjects, then you can no longer continue with the program. Alright? So, okay. So, for this morning, morning pa din at what time? Ayun, kaya nag-shift ako kasi hindi ko alam yung time. Okay, so it's 10:20. So let's start with your module 2 on cell cycle. So again, please refer to our calendar that I have sent. So since na-discuss natin yung dalawang modules ngayong araw, ibig sabihin, please prepare for quiz on module 1 and 2 on Monday. And then may seat work din po tayo, and we will proceed with meiosis naman po, which is your module 3. So again po so our components, the examination, which is your midterms, 50% po yon ng entire midterm grade. And then, of course, our, anong tawag dito? Our class standing, seat work, and quizzes. And quizzes, which is 30% of the 50% of your class standing, and 20% will be your attendance and your seat work. So, meron naman po yan siyang computation din, but definitely parang, if I'm not mistaken, mas malaki pa din yung finals coverage natin compare sa midterms because you belong in the curriculum of 20, 30, 50. So, titingnan lang natin kung paano yan siya i-compute. Okay? Alright, so without further ado, let's just start with our Module 2 on cell cycle. So, syempre nga po, sinasabi natin mitosis. So, ibig sabihin, it is the production or yung end product niya po, it's the duplication of an existing cell in the body para mas dumami po siya at makabuild po siya ng either bagong organism or para pwede po siya magkaroon ng panibagong mga copies of itself. Okay? So, let's start first with what is the cell cycle. Yung cell cycle po, ito po yung tinatawag natin na mga events na gino-go through ng isang cell para po na mag-divide po siya at saka makakapag-create po siya ng panibagong cell. So, bakit ma'am kailangan na meron pong mga bagong cells? Kailangan po ng mga panibagong cells just like what I have said earlier, di ba, sa module 1 natin. Kailangan po siya kasi para ma-replace po yung mga old cells na namatay na. So like for example, yung sa mga babae, syempre 'di ba, every month kapag regular ka or from time to time meron po tayong menstruation, we actually shed out the old cells from our endometrial layer. And kapag nangyayari 'yon, syempre kailangan ma-replace. And our body does mitosis para ma-replace po yung mga lost cells na po 'yon. Okay? So syempre kapag meron na pong tinatawag na cell cycle, basis po ito ng atin pong life processes para po makapag-tissue repair tayo, lumaki tayo, makapag-regenerate tayo. Tapos, syempre, even po sa reproduction, kailangan po ang cell cycle. So, kapag wala po ito, then parang maging unicellular lang tayo na wala lang, nag-exist lang tayo, tapos namatay agad. Yun lang po. So, Kapag may cell cycle naman po, we can actually continue living. And we have our battle scars from cell cycle. Anong mga battle scars natin? Kunwari, meron kang mga wounds na nag-heal, meron kang keloids, yon. These are actually manifestation that somehow, or mga scars, somehow your body was able to regenerate what was once lost. Okay? And of course, most especially, para dumami pa din ang tao sa buong mundo. So definitely, cell cycle actually contributes to the genetic ano tawag dito? Genetic passing. Okay? Or yung pagpasa ng mga genetic information from parents to children. So, para ma-understand po natin, ang atin pong cell cycle involves generally several phases. Yan. So, a very important part of the cell cycle is called what we refer to as mitosis. Ang mitosis po is 2N lang po yan siya. Okay? Ibig sabihin, sa bawat cell, ang end product niya is magkakaroon ng 2 individual cells. So, mitosis is specific stage where yung nucleus po natin divides along here. So magkakaroon po siya ng mga separation para magkaroon po siya ng complete na identical. Basta wala lang mutation, wala lang mga problema, magkakaroon po siya ng replication or production from the one single cell, magiging dalawang individual cell po siya with the exact copy. So this phenomenon actually ensures na meron po tayong mga components ng cell na kompleto po and identical yung atin pong makukuha for genetic instruction. Bakit kailangan po nun? Kasi kapag incomplete po siya, ibig sabihin mutation or defective po siya. So kapag meron pong kakulangan yun, hindi niya po magagawa yung mga important mechanisms and processes that our body requires from that specific cell. Okay? So it allows na mag-make copy for our cells. Pwede siyang for reproduction or pwede po siyang from regeneration, for replacement, and most especially for growth talaga. Okay? So, ang major parts po natin, we have the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and eventually telophase. So, to really understand naman po, meron po tayo na before tayo mag-move forward talaga, dapat magkakaroon tayo muna ng tinatawag nating understanding sa tinatawag nating sexual reproduction. So ma'am, bakit kailangan ng sexual reproduction understanding bago po tayo makapag-proceed? So the significance of sexual reproduction, because this is actually the best representation of how cells actually divide inside the cell. So, meron po tayong spermatogenesis or the formation of sperms sa mga lalaki and oogenesis naman sa formation ng egg sa mga babae. Okay? So, unlike kasi po ng tinatawag nating asexual, yung sexual reproduction po, it involves two parents. Ibig sabihin, kailangan po siya ng egg cell at saka ng sperm cell para makapag-fertilize ng egg. Pero yung tinatawag naman natin asexual, wherein wala po siya talagang kailangan, wala po siyang kailangan. So asexual ang po doon. Ibig sabihin, nagde-direct na lang po siya divide into two. Pero ang sexual reproduction po kasi, it involves two individual or two separate cell, which is the sperm cell and the egg cell. Magko-combine powers po sila para magkaroon po siya ng fertilization na tinatawag. Para meron po tayong passing of the genetic material. So, ano po nun ang mini-mean niya exactly? So, dahil nga po, meron po siyang mix ng genetic material galing sa tatay at genetic material galing sa nanay, ibig sabihin nun, mangyayari tayo. Okay? Kasi hindi naman po tayo pwedeng like parang bumuka ka lang yung nanay natin at saka doon na kagad tayo na wala tayong tatay, diba? So in order for us to actually carry both the genetic material from the mom and the dad, kailangan po, of course, ng tinatawag nating fertilization para magkaroon po tayo ng tinatawag na genetic variation. Anong ibig sabihin po ng genetic variation? Now, eto po yung mga differences po natin na kahit sabihin po natin na o magkapatid kayo, pero sabihin ng tao, talaga bang magkapatid kayo? Sabi mo, oo, kasi isang nanay lang namin, isang tatay din namin, pero bakit hindi kayo magkamukha? Kasi minsan hindi naman po talaga tayo magkamukha, hindi naman po talaga tayo kasing kamukha ng parents natin because of the genetic information that is being passed down to us. Sometimes, yung babae, parang si tatay nila, or sometimes parang si nanay nila. Tapos, yung lalaki naman, parang minsan si lolo nila, or parang si tito nila. Maliban na lang talaga kung iba yun, di ba? Pero generally, genetics is passed down based on the certain characteristics that is dominant. Okay? Dominant ha, dominant. So, yung mga dominance tsaka yung mga recessive, i-discuss naman po yan natin siya in the later parts of this term. So, yung sinatawag natin na genetic variation, it can vary from the appearance, yung atin pong, kung kaya natin mag-bowling, kaya natin mag-sprint, yung mga strengths and weaknesses, yung resistance sa diseases, na bakit kaya allergic ako sa ganito, allergic ako sa, only to find out pala yung parents ninyo is allergic din sa ganyan. Bakit kaya mabilis ako mag-metabolize, like bago lang ako kain, nakakapagpupo ako kaagad. So, ganun po, these are parts of inherited characteristics, whether observable or non-observable, na makukuha natin from the parents. Ang tawag doon is genetic variation. So, yung variation, this is very, very important as a human living creature or any living creature at that, no? Dahil po, it helps yung ating race makasurvive. Kaya nga po, what's so interesting about us is that we can even actually identify kung ano po yung atin pong mga kanino-ninuan. Okay? So why do I mean by that? So ngayon po, alam ko po na virtual lecture po ito, no? Pero most probably some of you might be sitting down, some of you might be lying down in bed, and actually that's okay. Basta as long as active listening po tayo. So ngayon po, ia-ask ko po kayo. So, can you look down on your feet? Ayan. So, kapag nakita nyo yung feet ninyo, ano po yung structure ng feet ninyo? Malapad po ba siya o manipis? Yan. So, bakit tinatanong ko po yan siya? So, this is actually part of your genetic variation po, ha? Ang sabi sa mga studies, kapag malapad daw yung feet ng isang tao, dun daw po yung mga kanino-ninuan natin is actually people from the mountains. Okay? Kapag maninipis naman po siya, yes, opo, parang na-shock talaga si Miss Torihan, no? Anyway, totoo po yun. Pero kapag once naman po na medyo maninipis naman po siya, ibig sabihin, like yung maninipis, parang nagpo-pointy toes talaga siya, no? Tapos talagang, yung entrada niya kapag pumipili ka ng sapatos, one size lower ka or exact size ka kasi it's easy for you to insert your foot sa shoes. Bakit po? Kasi kapag maninipis naman, eto naman po yung sa mga patag na mga lugar. Okay, let me explain why. Doon nyo po malalaman na it's based on genetics and it gets to be passed down from generation to the next na yung may mga malalapad pong mga paa are actually mountainous people pala, yung mga kanilang mga kanino-ninuan. Bakit? Kasi yung traction at yung grip doon sa mountainous area is ginagawa ng paa. Na para siyang kamay ba na kapag once na naglalakad sila, hindi lang ikaw nagsistep, but rather pati yung mga toenails, ay yung mga toes mo is nag-grip sa ground para hindi ka mag-slide or hindi ka mahulog. Yan. So, kapag na-observe mo yung paa mo, ay, medyo malapad pala yung paa ka. Okay, siguro yung sa mga kaninu-nunuan ko, ayun yung na-pass down nilang traits dahil most probably sila po yung mga nagli-live sa mga mountainous areas na may slope na characteristic yung dinadaanan nila. Pero kapag, ano naman, yung medyo maninipis, eto yung mga walang effort ng konti kasi flat yung dinadaanan nila. Okay? Similar din po yan sa mga shoulders natin. Meron po tayong, lalo-lalo na kapag sa atin, no, yung mga Pilipino, medyo iba-iba yung structure ng katawan natin. So, it's a combination actually of, if you have really broad shoulders, ibig sabihin, hindi lang po yan dahil sa exercise ha. ibig sabihin baka in the past, yung nung structure ng bone structure natin is actually dependent on what our ancestor used to be or used to live like. So baka yung sa kanila, it required a wider shoulder span dahil kailangan na lumangoy sila. Okay? At saka yung maliliit naman, no need. Dahil nga, yung kanila naman is hindi naman laborious yung mga areas na kung saan sila nag-live. So, usually, based on history, doon sa mga grabe lumangoy, yung maraming binibitbit sa shoulders nila, ayun po yung commonly na medyo wide yung shoulders. And yung mga menintipis naman, eto naman po yung more likely mas mahahaba yung mga kamay nila because it's more on ginagamit nila yung kanilang arms compared to their shoulders. Now that's actually an interesting part about genetic variation, and it gets to be passed down sa combination ng nanay at saka ng tatay. Okay? So minsan doon nagkakaroon ng parang bakit ganun? Yung kapatid ko ganito yung itsura, ganito yung paa, pero bakit ako ganito yung paa, tapos ito yung itsura ko? So it's because of genetic variation, no? And it is something that has to do with the survival of the previous generation or ancestors natin. Okay? So if conditions generally changes, like for example ngayon sa atin, no, yung world na natin ngayon, nagiging iba na po siya. So, nag-a-adjust naman yung ating mga characteristics based on our environment. And in your third, fourth, or fifth generation in the future, kung ano man po yung mga environment na meron po tayo ngayon, ayun na po yung mga characteristics na ipapass down na natin. Dahil hindi na po tayo, syempre hindi na tayo nagsisibak, no? Hindi, excuse me, hindi na tayo nagsisibak ng kahoy, hindi na tayo nag-climb up ng mountains. Nagka-climb tayo ng mountains for the sake of like pleasure, like mag-hike na lang tayo. But it is not our way of living, okay? So generally, if the condition around us changes, so yung mga traits na yon, general changes with us. And ayun po yung ipinapasa din natin sa atin pong future generation. Okay? So to further understand that, we have what we refer to as your mitosis. So yung cell cycle and mitosis, these are actually this is actually a process that is being used or being observed by almost all of our bodily cells, or yung tinatawag nating somatic cells. So ang somatic cells, nagdi-divide yan siya at nagmo-multiply. So scientifically speaking, yung cell cycle is defined as when, teka lang, it's a process na kapag meron po tayong parents, no, binibigay po yan sa atin yung kanilang mga cells din for us to utilize. Yung parent cell, yung talagang ating cell na mismo, a combination of everything that is happening around us, from the parent cell, magduduplicate siya all on its own para mag-divide and create new cells. So when that happens, hindi lang po siya iisa-isa yung cells. Kumbaga simultaneous yan. Meron pong pwede doon banda sa buyon natin, meron banda doon sa toes natin, meron banda doon sa neck natin. All of these cells simultaneously and all together simply just divide para magkaroon po tayo ng tinatawag na cell cycle. And yung cell cycle na to, ito po yung nakikita natin. May prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, interphase. So lahat po yan siya nangyayari simultaneously. So it is a repetition para mag-continue po tayo mag-survive. Bakit? Kasi yung cell po natin, meron po yan siya talagang, namamatay naman talaga yung cells natin. Lalong-lalo na kapag hindi po natin siya nagagamit. Okay? Take for example, yung red blood cell natin, di ba? Yung red blood cell po natin, 120 days lang man. More or less, meron po yan siyang plus minus 20, plus minus 10 days. Okay? Tapos namamatay na yan siya. So, parang tayo makakapag-regenerate. So, while in the bone marrow, magre-regenerate po yan tayo ng mga blood cells natin. Okay? Through the process called mitosis. Okay? So, kapag yung one parent, isang cell lang po yan siya, goes through yung tinatawag nating growth and preparation. So, lahat po yon ng mga information na sa parent cell na yon is i-divide niya po yan siya. Or magduduplicate po yan siya into two. And lahat po ng information from the original cell gets to be distributed equally. At ang tawag na po sa panibagong cells na to, these are referred to now as your daughter cells. So yung mga bagong cells na to are identical as long as wala lang po mutation, and yung mga daughter cells can create more daughter cells, and these more daughter cells create more and more and more. So that's the reason why na tinawag po siyang cell cycle, dahil continuous po siya. Okay? Kasi wala po siya nagsa-stop eh. Kasi the moment it stops, then ibig sabihin patay na yung organism. Okay? So, the entire cycle, kung makikita ninyo dito, no, is divided into three main areas. Okay, ano pong three main areas na po ito? Ang tinatawag po natin dito is yung tinatawag natin interface, the mitosis itself. Yung mitosis po encompasses of four major steps. Yung prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Okay? Ayun po yung mitosis. Sa mitosis alone pa lang po, apat na po yung kailangan natin tandaan dyan. Your prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And then yung last step po is yung tinatawag natin na cytokinesis. So bakit kailangan po ng cytokinesis? So kailangan din po kasi mamatay ng ibang cell para ma-balance out. Okay, bakit kapag madami pong ano pong mangyayari kapag masyadong madaming cell? Mamamatay din po kasi tayo. Kapag kulang tayo sa cell, mamamatay. Kapag sobra tayo sa cell, mamamatay. So either way, dapat chill-chill lang, tama-tama lang. Bakit? Kapag kulang tayo sa cell, so there's actually depletion of everything that we actually need. Kapag masyado naman marami, ang kapag masyado naman pong marami, is that ang tendency naman po nito is anong tawag dito? Magkakaroon po siya ng parang crowding. So, ang eventually magkakaroon ng competition, and then of course, hindi na po siya makakapag-function. So, ang tawag po dyan is apoptosis na. Okay? So, ito po is mitosis. Ito po yung production. Ang tawag naman po sa pag-destruct naman ng cell para ma-balance out yung mitosis, apoptosis. Okay? But in a cell cycle, ayun po in a cell cycle, kailangan po natin tandaan yung tatlong phases talaga. The interphase, which is usually the longest. And then yung mitosis, which is the 4 steps. And finally po, yung tinatawag natin cytokinesis. So to define it quite straight to the point, ang atin pong interphase, ito po yung preparation. Again interphase is the longest phase because it is the preparation phase. Kasi kapag hindi po siya dumaan ng interphase, hindi po siya magkakaroon ng cellular division or mitosis. So mitosis naman, ito naman po yung major involved dito is actually the nucleus. Bakit ma'am nucleus? Di ba remember natin sa module 1, ano bang meron sa nucleus? Sinong nakakatanda pa? Anong meron sa loob ng nucleus nga natin? Ano pong two major component sa loob ng nucleus? You can comment your answer in the chat box. Ano pong 2 components na makikita po natin? Nakalimutan nyo na. Ano nga po? Nucleoplasm. Aside from that, ano pong nasa loob ng atin pong nucleus na pinaka-importante para makapag-survive tayo at makapag-give tayo ng information to ourself and to the next generation? Meron ano nga po? Okay, isa chromatin. Ano pa po yung pinaka-importante? Nucleus, tama naman po, pero another structure po yan siya. Aside sa chromatin, ano po yung pinaka-importante na very critical for genetics? Very critical for genetics. How do we pass down, based on genetics, something to the next generation? Ano po ang makikita sa nucleus na very, very vital sa genetics? Shortcut siya actually. Correct. DNA po. So kung wala po tayong DNA at saka wala po tayong nucleus, hindi naman po kailangan na mag-divide pa. Okay? Kasi yung DNA, it provides all the instructions eh. So, fun fact about mitosis, no? And DNA is that kunwari tayo nagkasakit, 'di ba? Oh. So, bakit kapag meron na tayong nagkasakit, like for example, viral infection, no? Since na-expose na tayo, meron po tayong tinatawag na immunity. And your immunity against a certain sickness is actually or can actually be encoded in your DNA even without the presence of a vaccine. Okay? Kasi yung mga information na nakuha ng katawan mo, ah, na-encode mo na yan or na-program na yan siya sa DNA mo. And when that happens, kapag nag-divide in a process called mitosis, all of that information, all of that experiences, immunity, how your body reacts to something, gets to be distributed into these daughter cells from the parent cell itself. Okay? So dahil po yan siya sa mitosis, dahil yung DNA mismo is nakakopy niya. So duplicate kumbaga. And then finally, we have your cytokinesis, which is the final step where the rest of the cell divides, creating separate cells. So yung together, yung interface, mitosis, and cytokinesis, etong tinatawag talaga natin na cell cycles. Okay? So eto yan po. Kaya po sinabi ko kanina, no, na yung cell cycle, yung interface talaga natin, it really is the longest. Okay? Really is the longest. And finally, meron tayong mitosis right here. Tapos babalik na naman po yan siya. And then here, ayan. Oh. So bakit po yung atin pong interface, G1, S1, and G2 is the longest? Because meron po kasing mechanism ang katawan natin to also create a perfect cell. Kaso nga lang, there are instances because of certain factors such as environment, exposure, sicknesses, nagkakaroon lang siya ng mutation. But in general and standard program, sa interface, prepare na niya naman po yan. And it's divided into 3 major phases. We have your G1, which is cellular contents, excluding the chromosomes are duplicated. And then mag-enter po yan siya ng S, wherein each of the 46 chromosome is duplicated by the cell. And finally sa G2, which is yung last gate niya po before it enters mitosis. So the cell double checks the duplicated chromosomes for error, making any needed repairs. And then after that, mitosis na. After that, cytokinesis. And another thing is, mag-uulit na naman siya sa interface para mag-prepare siya ng healthy and perfect cell. So, ayun lang po. So, to really understand yung interface natin, I will walk you through. Okay. So, since interface is the longest, so, syempre nga, di ba? Because it is part of the preparation. Again, kumbaga, intermission number. So, anong ibig sabihin ng inter? Just like sa intermission number at saka sa atin pong cell cycle. Magsabi kang inter, ibig sabihin it allows a preparation to happen. Kumbaga, kung may program kayo, sige mag-intermission number kayo. Para saan ba yung intermission number? It's not to simply entertain your audiences, but it allows your audiences to be entertained during a blank time kasi para makapag-prepare yung performers ninyo. So, yung cells natin, merong ganon. Ang tawag doon is interface. It allows the cell to actually properly prepare itself for cell division. So, ang totoo lang po and fun fact about interface, it encompasses of the entire 90% of the cell's life. Para lang ma-perfect niya talaga at wala siyang any type of mga mali. Pero syempre, sabi ko nga, mayroon naman talaga mutation. So it's the longest phase, tapos during this time, yung cell po is not dividing. Again sa interface, wala pong division dito. Anong ibig sabihin? Kapag wala po siyang division, ibig sabihin, kinokorek, dinidetect niya lahat ng mga mali. Kasi para kapag once na mag go na siya sa mitosis at kung mag-divide na siya, lahat ng mga information na tama can be distributed equally at saka in uniform. So, ano po ang talagang piniprepare during interface? So, dapat, ito po ang makikita natin. So, notice ninyo, ito po, medyo malaki po yung ating cell. Right. Because an interface cell, actually, ang pinakauna nyong makikita, meron siyang growth in size. Bakit? A growth in size enables your organelles to be present. Pwede siyang mag-make more organelles dahil mas malaki po siya. So like for example, anong mga involved na organelles dito? Your mitochondria and ribosomes. Ma'am, bakit mitochondria at saka ribosomes? Remember nyo kanina sa atin pong module 1, yung mitochondria is needed because sa kanyang energy. So, papaano ka makakapag-divide ng cells mo kapag walang energy yung cells mo? Kaya madami ang mitochondria during interface. Ma'am, bakit naman ribosomes? Ang ribosomes natin, included yan siya sa proteins tsaka sa lipids. Saan natin ginagamit yan? Sa structure ng cells natin. Particularly, you can actually see that in the plasma membrane. Okay? So, speaking of that, na meron tayong genetic information, no? So, dapat, lahat po ng genetic information natin, ito po yung nagbi-build ng instruction, ng direction, kung paano mag-function ng isang cell. Okay? So, paano ito ma-store at saka para paano ito ma-follow, meron po tayong DNA for that. Okay? So, sa interface, nire-ready po natin. Because DNA is considered as the manual of life. So, siya po ang mag-i-instruct sa cell na, oh, okay, eto ka dati, ganitong kang cell ha. So, kapag mag-form ka na now na panibagong cell, eto yung magiging function natin. Anong ibig sabihin nun? So, sa DNA, like for example, nag-create ka ng white blood cell. Oh, paano siya maka-create, ma'am, ulit ng maging white blood cell siya? Because ayun yung sabi ng DNA eh. In your past life, WBC ka. So, in your new life, WBC ka ulit. Yun. So, because of this interface, lahat po yan siya piniprepare ni interface. Okay? So, next to that is kailangan po natin maalala na a cell's genetic information directs all of the cells function and is stored in the form of a long molecule of DNA. Okay? So, ayun lang po yun siya. So, dapat, this is what we refer to that the cell prepares itself for division. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? Like I said, it's a preparation for everything. Next, also in the interface, no, meron po tayong after the preparation, meron po tayo ang tinatawag na packaging. Okay, interface, ano ang involved? It is encoding of the information or referred to as preparation. And part of the interface is also what we refer to as packaging. Ano pong packaging? Anong kailangan na i-package? Yung chromosome. So it's stated here, each double-stranded DNA molecule is packaged into a structure called the chromosome. So yung DNA kasi po natin, it's a very long but very thin. So para ma-keep siya organized tapos safe from the other elements, especially sa mga viruses, no, it needs to be packaged in an organized manner. And ang tawag po sa pag-package na to is referred to as the chromosome. So, yung chromosomes po na to, meron po yan siyang specific number sa atin. So, sa human beings, meron po tayong 46. Okay? So, sa pag-prepare ng cell division, yung chromosomes natin, naduduplicate po yan siya, and then meron po yan siyang condensation. So, each chromosome naman is made up of 2 identical copies of your DNA. So, yung every chromosome na to, as in yung every single chromosome po, no, it's copied identically. Okay? Para yung preparation niya during mitosis, makakopy po yan siya identically. So, each chromosome, X-like structure po yan siya, and then it is made up of what we refer to as your sister chromatids, joined together but by what we refer to as your center point. So this duplication ensures the cell to divide effectively para magkaroon po tayo ng mga new cells to get a full or a new set of new instructions, which is yung instructions na yon derived from the past life of the cell. So para maintindihan po natin, eto na po yun siya, yung preparation natin, no? Yung talagang structure, yan. We have yung malaki po siya, yan nakikita nyo, no? Malaki po siya, interface po yan, and makikita po natin na talagang yung nucleus niya malaki din. So each double-stranded DNA molecule is packaged into a structure called a chromosome. So in preparation for that, the chromosome needs to condense and made up of two identical copies of DNA. So ayan, nakikita po natin yan ha. And then after ng interface, kapag na-prepare na po yan lahat, we are now moving on to what we refer to as mitosis. Yung mitosis natin is divided into four major distinct stages: your prophase, your metaphase, your anaphase, and then finally your telophase. And then kapag individual cells na siya, that would be your interface na naman. Okay, so we will go through each phases one step at a time. So sa prophase natin, ito po yung kailangan natin tandaan. Ayan ha, hinighlight ko na po yung mga essential steps na kung anong nangyayari sa bawat phases natin. So stage 1 sa prophase po natin, we have the chromosomes which were duplicated during interphase, condense, and shorten. Ibig sabihin, medyo ng konting dumadami sila. Okay? So chromosomes were long and thin, which are hard to see kapag nasa interface sila. Pero kapag nagko-condense sila or kapag nagadamol sila, they become short and thick and become clearly visible under a microscope. So kapag once po na nakikita nyo na siya sa microscope, that is already what we refer to as your prophase. Next to that is what we refer to as the membrane around the nucleus begins to dissolve and disappear. Bakit? Kapag nagbibigin na po sila to dissolve and disappear, ibig sabihin yung nucleus nito is nag-act na siya as a protective envelope around the DNA. Pero it allows the chromosome to move. Para mag-move siya, dapat yung envelope na to mag-breakdown. Kaya nagdi-dissolve and nagdi-disappear na siya. So kapag once na mag-end na po yung prophase natin, ang tendency po nito is that yung nucleus itself is mawawala. Bakit na mawawala? Siyempre nga kasi ipiniprepare niya na po yung ating pong DNA to actually be distributed into two daughter cells eh. So kaya po, meron po tayong may pag-dissolve ng membrane around the nucleus kasi para may preparation of separation na. And when that happens, yung mga mitotic spindles mag-a-appear. Yan na ha. So this is yung mitotic spindles na to, it's a structure made of tiny threads na fibers called your microtubules. Ang tawag doon, microtubules. So forms from the opposite ends of the cell and will act like will act like na anong tawag doon? Retractions ba? Parang it holds together. Yan, parang ropes, strings, it holds together and ipupull and move niya yung mga chromosomes. So ayun po yung tinatawag nating microtubules. So once these three things happen, anong three things na pinagsasabi ko kanina? Ito po yung chromosome which were duplicated during interphase, condense, and shorten. Yung membrane around the nucleus begins to dissolve and disappear. And finally, yung mitotic spindles appear. Ayun na po yung tinatawag natin na completion of prophase. So eto po yung tinatawag natin completed prophase. So meron na po tayo ditong nuclear envelope na para po siyang nagkakaroon na siya ng mga butas-butas. And then we also have your cytosol right here. And then nucleolus, and then eto na po yung mga chromosomes natin. Na ready na po siya, and ito po yung mga microtubules natin, na ready na po siya to enter the next stage, which is your metaphase. So, ang first step ng metaphase natin, the double chromosome line up in the middle. Ayun na po yung makikita natin dito ha. Yan, yung pag-line up niya na po sa gitna of the cell of the mitotic spindle. So, eto po, very organized yung stage na to. Kasi hindi po natin ito mapagkakamalan ng anything else eh. Kasi basta meron po yan straight line made up of chromosomes in the middle, metaphase na po yan siya. So, each still made of two sister chromatids. Bakit two sister chromatids? Kasi ayan pa po siya, naka-X pa din po siya. Yan. So, sister chromatid 1, sister chromatid 2, eto. So, they move along the spindle fiber, yung kalagitnaan po dito, until they are perfectly aligned at the center ng kanyang equator. Next, sa metaphase po natin, the membrane around the nucleus is already completely dissolved. So, therefore, it allows the chromosome to move na po in preparation for anaphase. Kasi kapag nasa loob pa din po siya ng nucleus or kapag meron pa din po siyang nucleus, hindi po siya makakalabas yung chromosome natin. Kaya doon pa lang po sa prophase, meron na po siyang disintegration ng nuclear membrane kasi ipe-prepare na po yan siya sa metaphase. And yung metaphase po, kaya meron na po siyang pag-align kasi wala na pong nag-hold back sa kanya na nuclear membrane. But rather, meron na po siyang mga microtubules. Okay? So, dapat sa metaphase, no nuclear membrane, no nucleus, ibig sabihin, yung chromosomes natin can easily move and form a straight line. So, dapat by this stage wherein meron na pong the membrane around the nucleus is completely dissolved, dapat wala na pong nucleus and hindi na po mabablock yung chromosome natin for movement. So, para mas maintindihan po natin, ito po yan siya. O, kita nyo, di ba wala na po siyang parang membrane or parang protective layer dito. Dahil nga po, na-dissolve na po sa metaphase natin yung atin pong chromosome. Yan. Para maka-align na siya ng straight line. Para mas ma-appreciate nyo po, these are actually the examples. So yung alignment na to, very, very important po ito sa totoo lang. Because kapag walang alignment, ibig sabihin hindi po magiging perfect yung position kapag once na nag-split sila later. Because kapag align po sila, kunwari eto X eto. Kapag once in a straight line siya, mag-cut po siya at mag-separate po siya in two different direction. Mahahati po yung chromatids natin into equal parts. So, napaka-importante po yung straight line ng metaphase. Okay? So, each side will get exactly one copy of the chromatids. And neat yung line ng both ng animal and plant cell, katulad dito. So, since tapos ka na sa prophase, na wherein doon niya dinidisintegrate talaga yung nuclear membrane in preparation para mag-line up siya, which is your metaphase. And at the metaphase, wala na po yan siyang nuclear membrane kasi para makapag-form siya ng straight line. And then, dapat perfect na nasa gitna para kapag once na mag-anaphase na siya, diba? Yun na. Since nag-anaphase na siya, equal yung madi-distribute natin na chromosome. So, kaya nakikita po natin that the chromosome strand separate and move to the opposite ends of the cell. So, ang tendency po nito, kapag nag-move na po siya, ibig sabihin, meron na po tayong mga snapping or cutting of the sister chromatids, which is identical na po dito at identical na rin dito sa ilalim. So, anong ibig sabihin kapag identical na sila? Siyempre, yung information is exactly the same. Okay? So, yung spindle fibers, nag-shorten na and pinupull niya na po yung mga strands sa opposite poles of the cell. Yan. So, na-duplicate ko siya. Okay. Ayun. So, the two sets of chromosomes are identical and have exactly the same genetic information. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? This is the most crucial part. Because kapag hindi siya uniform, ibig sabihin hindi successful yung mitosis mo. Ibig sabihin may mutation, ibig sabihin may defect. So, dapat identical siya kasi para the group moving to the left and the group moving to the right or up or down, lahat ng information is intact. No lost information, no information is changed exactly the way it was. So, ibig sabihin, meron kang guarantee na lahat po ng mga bago mong cells na ginawa mo is exactly similar to that of the parent cell. So, to truly appreciate it, meron na po yan din siyang isang phenomenon na makikita din. Yung tinatawag nating cleavage. Bakit may cleavage? So, dito po ma-observe natin ang konting cleavage na kasi eto na po yung tinatawag talaga natin na, oy, teka, malapit na siya mag-separate into two individual cells. Okay? So, meron po siyang pag-separate on opposite poles. Para ma-appreciate nyo po, eto po ang example niya. Okay? Yan. So, meron po siyang konting dimple na or konting cleavage na siya, pero not that as prominent as the neck face, which is your telophase. So, sa telophase po natin, di ba kanina mga spindle na parang mga kamay-kamay, which is yung anaphase. Sa telophase natin, magkukumpol-kumpol na po yan siya ulit, which is the separated chromosomes are right at the opposite sides of the cell, and by now, mas makikita na po natin yung tinatawag nating cellular cleavage. Yan. So, yung pag sinabi po natin separate chromosome arrive at the opposite side of the cell, so yung movement, nagsa-stop na siya. Hindi na po siya magpo-pull away, but rather magsa-stop na siya on its specific area. So, when that happens, ibig sabihin, naka-reach na siya ng far end of the cell. Next to that is, we have the mitotic spindle disappear. So, mag-happen ito, ibig sabihin, the movement of the chromosomes has finally come to an end. Ibig sabihin, yung mga spindle fibers magdi-disappear na. After that, meron na tayong final stage ng telophase wherein a nuclear envelope begins to form around each set of the chromosome, forming new nuclei. When that happens, magre-reverse yan siya from prophase wherein meron mo na po siyang new nuclear membrane that goes around each group ng atin pong chromosome. So, ibig sabihin, mas magiging prominent yung atin pong cleavage. Okay? So, the chromosome begins to uncoil and become thin again para maging DNA na siya. Ito na po yan. Okay? Telophase, parang bra na po siya. Yan. So, ito na po yung mga fibers na to, mag-coil na po siya, magiging thin na po siya para maging DNA na siya. So, at this moment in time na so from one single na large cell siya, magiging two separate identical nuclei na siya, and then finish na po ang ating mitosis. Kasi pagkatapos nito, magkakat na po to siya, and this one is already an individual cell, and this one is another individual cell. Pero, medyo may bounded pa rin sila ng konti because that is signifying na telophase pa rin po siya. A perfect example of that, kapag titingnan natin, yan na. Yan ang individual cells na din pa din sila, such as here in the animal cell, and dito din sa plant cell natin, individual cells na po sila, pero kitang-kita na po na meron na po silang sariling bahay-bahay. So to really understand and to really appreciate na talagang, ma'am, gusto ko makita na talagang siya na lang mag-isa, like nakabukod na po siya. So that is what we refer to as your cytokinesis. Okay? So in an animal and plant cell, the cell membrane pinches in to divide entirely the nuclei, cytoplasm, and organelles to form two daughter cell. And this is already what we refer to as your cytokinesis. Okay? So talagang everything is already separated with a straight line in between. That is already cytokinesis. Okay? That's the final stage. And of course, after cytokinesis, cells are interphase and cells cycle begins again. So, eto lang tatandaan natin. In animal cells, lahat ng mga cell membrane squeezes inward the center. Like a belt na parang magta-tighten siya until na mag-meet siya in the middle at saka mag-split. Kita nyo yan kapag once nagka-cut kayo with a string, 'di ba? Like for example, sausage. Tapos i-imagine niyo yung sausage na tinalian niyo ng string, tapos bigla niyo siyang ging tighten nyo siya, so bigla siyang nag-cut. Ayun po yung tinatawag natin ng cell mitosis sa animal cell. Talagang nagsiseparate siya because of that na parang lumiliit ng lumiliit because nagtatighten at nagtatighten tapos nagpipinch na nagpipinch. In contrast sa plant cell, because sa rigid cell wall naman nila, instead of a ang tawag doon? Cell plate, hindi, hindi, sorry. Instead pala na pinching sila, yung kanila po, meron silang cell plate. So, it grows across naman the middle, building a new, ano tawag doon? Building a new cell wall. Kasi nga, meron silang cell wall. So, sa atin, pinching siya hanggang magkaroon siya ng two separate. Ito po, like, lumiliit dito, hanggang mag-separate na po yung two individual cells po. Sa plant cell po, is nagka-create sila ng cell plate dahil nga meron silang cell wall. So, after ng cytokinesis, the cells go back again sa interface and then cell cycle again begins and ulit-ulit. So, remember these two individual cell used to be just from one cell. And from this cell, kapag once na mag-enter na siya ulit ng cell cycle, this cell becomes two cells. This cells becomes another two cells and so on and so forth. So, ang cytokinesis is best represented like this. Okay? So, para mayroon kayong visualization talaga, eto na po yan. Interface. So, eto po, nagde-dense po yung atin pong DNA and chromatin. Eto naman po yung sa interface natin na, eto po, nagde-dense po, lumalaki yung mga chromatins natin sa prophase because nagpe-prepare po siya. Ito naman po yung ating pong metaphase. Dapat align po siya sa middle kasi para once na mag-separate po siya in the later end is equal yung distribution ng information. And yung anaphase po, may konti po yan siyang dimple ng konti na to dito dahil nakapag-separate na po yung ating pong mga chromatids. Pero mas evident yung dimple or yung cell pinching dito po sa atin pong telophase. And finally, yung tinatawag nating cytokinesis na pine-prepare na po yung atin pong mga cell na bumalik ulit sa interface. So, eto po balikan po natin as a summary. Interface, cell, lumalaki, copies DNA, preparation for division. Prophase, your chromosome, nagtithikan po siya, yung nucleus kailangan mag-dissolve, and then meron po tayong spindle forms. Bakit kailangan mag-dissolve? Para pagdating po sa metaphase natin, mag-a-allow po yung atin pong cell na yung chromosome mag-line up dahil wala na po ditong nuclear membrane. And then, ang palatandaan po nito is meron po siyang chromosome that line perfectly in the middle. And yung anaphase naman po, ito naman po yung tinatawag nating separation towards the opposite poles. Yan, dito papunta, tsaka dito papunta. And magsa-start na po yan siya ng konting pinching dito, ng dimple dito. So, ibig sabihin, this is already an indication na pwede na siya mag-create ng panibagong nuclei. Pero, yung nucleus would generally appear already sa telophase, wherein mas evident na yung cell pinching and meron na pong formation ng nuclear membrane para ma-organize yung DNA, and that is telophase. And finally, yung cytokinesis wherein meron ng splitting completely into two identical shape, two identical cells. And babalik naman siya sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, balik na naman. And that is what we refer to as your cell cycle. Okay? So, very amazing po talaga sa totoo lang, yung tinatawag talaga natin cell cycle. Because ito po talaga yung origin nating mga tao. This allows us to grow, to repair, and of course, to continue yung generation natin after generation while taking with it lahat ng information. Kahit yung sinasabi ninyong survival instinct, characteristic, ang allergies, sakit, ang sometimes pagka maldita, sometimes pagkatuyuin, yun, nandoon yan lahat. It's part of the genetic information that gets passed down from one generation of cell to the next generation of the human race. Okay? So, para mas ma-appreciate ninyo, ayan po ha, yung kailangan nating tandaan. This is the interface which is the longest, right? And then, of course, we have the prophase, which is the preparation. And then we have the metaphase, which is the, ano tawag dito? Yung pagkawala na po ng ating pong nuclear membrane, it allows the chromosome to line in between. The anaphase naman po, yan na. Pwede na po yan mag-start ng dimple ng konti dito kasi nag-go na po siya on opposite poles. So, ito po yan yung atin pong mitosis ha, early prophase, late prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and of course, interphase yung pinakamatagal. And to further appreciate yung telophase, yan, ang laki-laki na ng dimple niya. And then, pwede, nagsa-start na po yung nuclear membrane mag-form. Ito na po yan siya, oh, yan. And then finally, cytokinesis, nakikita na po natin yung partition dito. And then after that, magkakaroon na siya ng interface which is totally separate na po siya. Okay? So that ends our cell cycle. So thank you very much everyone for bearing with me to this with the discussion of module 1 and your module 2, and I hope you learned something more explicitly today. Hindi ko naman kasi pwedeng sabihin, I hope you learned something new. Kasi eto po hindi naman na siya new sa inyo. But rather, this is more like of a review or a refresher of something you might have forgotten. Okay? So, can I see your hands or your emojis para alam ko lang po nagising pa kayo? Or you're still with me? Alright. So, sige. Maraming salamat po. So, thank you very much, everyone. We have discussed Module 1 and Module 2. So, kindly prepare for a quiz, face-to-face quiz, and a seat work next meeting, which is on the 25th. So, unfortunately, may gumagamit kasi ngayon na special class sa room 401. So, I would just go early sa school and I will inform you ahead of time kung saan tayo mag-meet. Baka pwede ako, kasi yung atin po, room 401 kasi yung na-assign sa atin eh. Kaso nga lang may gumagamit na chem ata. So, I will inform you kapag hindi mag-clash yung aming schedule, ako na lang yung maghahanap, ako na lang mag-a-adjust kasi kumbaga nakauna na po kasi sila nag-meet ng face-to-face dahil hindi naman po sila nag-ACMLS. So, I will inform you ahead of time kung saan po tayong classroom mag-meet. So, kung maswertehan tayo, kung available lang din sa conference room, then go tayo sa conference room. But, rest assured, I will inform you in advance. Alright, everyone? Sige. So, if there are no more questions and clarification, so kindly please turn on your cameras. Kasi para po makita ko po yung inyong